So this is a short video to explain how to use the Leopard ring by the very talented Truong. This is a rig that you can download for free from Truong's website, and I'll show you where to find it. So first of all, let's start at the animation blog. If you go to the URL, you can see up here at the top of the page, and then I'm going to search down here for Leopard, and that should bring up the blog post that I'm looking for. So there's a tutorial on the Leopard walk, but what we want is the blog post from 2017 on how to use the rig itself. Now there's a link here. If you go to the free download at Gumroad, you'll find Truong's website and the Leopard rig. It's a really nice rig. It's basically free to use. You can pay nothing, or you can pay $1 or whatever you want. And you can download it from there. So how do we use it? Now there's a few things that we want to do before we get started. And the start is we want to make sure that you find a little blue cross on the side of the rig, the FKIK spine switcher, and I'll show you what that is. So if I dolly around on this rig here, there's the little blue cross over there. There we go, FKIK spine. And if you set that to 1, notice what happens to the rig, and suddenly what we get is these yellow boxes around the rig, and we want those because these will allow us to animate the shoulders up and down. Whoops, hold on a sec, let me just select that. So that will allow me to animate the shoulders down like that and up. And I can also then animate the hips up and down as well. Now I can see I've actually made a rookie mistake there. If I go back to the blog post, you'll see it actually says the FKIK spine switcher should be set to 10, and I actually set it to 1. So if I go ahead back in there and set that to 10, then we'll get the effect that I'm actually looking for, which is we select the shoulders and they move up and down like that without the thing breaking like it was before. And equally, if I go to the hips there, I can pull these up independently of the shoulders. This will make it far easier for us to animate both walk, trot and run cycles using this rig. Now there's a couple of other setup things that we need to do. We need to make sure that we get real-time playback in our viewport, because this is actually quite a heavy rig. So you're going to want to go to your animation preferences, bottom right hand corner of the screen, and that's this little guy down here, the little guy in the orange jumpsuit. So we're going to need to go under settings, animation, evaluation, and we're going to change evaluation mode to parallel. So that's settings, animation, and that we want to set that. It's by default it's set to DG, but we want to get a parallel. And then also under settings, select display, make sure the rendering engine is set to DirectX 1.1 and default viewport is set to 2.0. If you're still not getting real-time playback, you can also stay in preferences, look under your time slider and select view to active. So that's down there, time slider, and if you update view active, what that does is it means it will only try and play back in one window, which will give you uses less memory on the on your desktop or laptop computer. Now there was a problem with some of the older versions of this rig with the eye direction controller, and there's a fix here which I'm not going to get into now because I believe that this has been fixed in some of the newer versions of this rig. And don't forget, all of these rigs have been continually updated all the time, especially by someone like Truong, who is in the business of making sure that his rigs are as good as they can be. So that's the setup on the rig, and you can do some really nice some years ago. This here, and there's a couple of other examples. Daniel Amor also did a really nice piece of work based on some live action reference using this lovely bit of reference here. So you can do really nice work with this animation rig. So that is how to use the Truong rig. Do bookmark the blog post. It does have some useful information here, and you can also actually contact Truong directly if you've got any emails, any questions about the rig. There are of course loads and loads of quadruped rigs out there on the web, but this is one of the best ones and one that I highly recommend.